Hi, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something really interesting: how Korean traditional medicine helped me understand my body better, and how that changed the way I eat, lose weight, and take care of myself. In Korea, when we are sick, we don't just go to the regular hospital. We also have Haniwon, traditional Korean medicine clinics. Both have their pros and cons. Western medicine is scientific and quick, but sometimes it only treats the symptoms. Korean medicine, on the other hand, focuses on the root cause, your body type, energy balance, and how food affects you.
My mom's experience at the clinic. My mom recently started going to this really famous clinic near our town. It's so popular that you have to book your first appointment 3 months in advance. And people even come from other cities just to visit. My mom said people come from all over just to visit this clinic. Some even travel from Gangnam. And one person said it takes them an hour and 40 minutes each way just to get their treatment here. And it's not just people from Seoul. Some patients even come up from the countryside, taking long trains or buses every twice a week. When I heard that, I thought, this place must really be special because honestly, who'd spend that much time traveling unless they truly believe it was worth it? When she finally went, she told me she felt so much better. Her head would shake slightly from time to time, something that other hospitals couldn't really fix. But after going to this clinic, that symptom almost disappeared as long as she kept following the doctor's advice. Even her knee pain, which always came back no matter how many treatments she tried, started to improve little by little. She said, "It's not just temporary pain relief this time. It feels like my body is actually getting better from the inside." My mom also said that every patient there seems to have a story like that. People tell each other how things they couldn't cure in Western hospitals somehow got better here. One day, my mom said she saw a young woman at the clinic who had lost about 40 pounds. The doctor had simply told her, eat samgyetang Korean ginseng chicken soup every day. So she did every single day while getting acupuncture regularly, and she lost 40 pounds in just 8 months. That's insane, right? But here's the thing, she didn't even take any herbal medicine, only acupuncture, and each session cost just $6. That really made me pause because in most diet clinic in Korea, a month's supply of herbal medicine can cost around $280. So hearing that this doctor doesn't rely on expensive medicine made the whole thing feel a lot more trustworthy. Every time my mom came home from her appointment, she would tell me these incredible stories. Someone who regained their sight, someone who could hear again after years of hearing loss, someone who lost weight naturally. Honestly, at some point I joked, "Mom, are you sure you're not secretly working for that clinic?" But deep down, I could tell she was genuinely amazed. My mom had tried so many different hospitals for years, but nothing ever truly helped. She used to shake her head wherever she went for treatment. No hospital could really help. And her knees, they would only feel better for a day after each visit, then start hurting again. But after coming to this Korean clinic, she said, it's different this time. The shaking is getting better and my knees are slowly healing. That's when I started to believe her. Something about it really felt different. The doctor had also told my mom which food fit her body type, and she said you should find out what food match your constitution too. So she made an appointment for me. Apparently, if a current patient books for a new one, the waiting time gets a little shorter. But even then, it still takes 3 to 4 months to actually get in. So I waited, and 3 months later, it was finally my turn. At the first visit, the doctor asked everything: my lifestyle, how long I sat, what symptom I have, what I want to improve. Then he explained that people are divided into four body types, but I was told that I'm a Taemin, greater in type, when I visited a Korean traditional clinic as a child. So I've known about the four Sasang types: 태양인 greater yang, 태음인 greater yin, 소양인 lesser yang, and 소음인 lesser yin for a while. What's new to me is this idea of the lattice type, radish type, and parilla type. It's modern, simplified version of Korea's traditional Sasang typology, which originally classifies people into four types. This newer version connects each body shape with the kinds of foods and supplements that best suit one's natural tendencies. In other words, this system offers a more accessible way to understand one's body tendencies, personality, body temperature, digestion patterns, and food preferences without delving into the complex details of traditional Sasang medicine, and each type reacts differently to certain foods. He said, I'm a radish type, also called the wood fire type, and that people like me should eat warm food like 설렁탕, oxbone soup every day. And honestly, it makes sense. When I was slim and healthy before, I never obsessed over calories. I ate Korean food, warm rice, warm soup, warm vegetables, and I felt full so easily. But when I lived in the States, I started eating more salad, sandwich, and cold food. And I was always hungry. I'd eat, and then an hour later, I'd still want cookies or snacks. It was exhausting. My mom told the doctor that I love eating salad with olive oils and avocado, but doctor said those foods, olive oil, salad, avocado, none of them are right for your body. And now I realize maybe my body just doesn't like those foods like avocado salad with olive oil. Mom's story. My mom also discovered something similar. One day, she said she felt unusually tired, even though her schedule was totally normal. Then she found out something surprising. Watermelon, which she absolutely loves, was actually making her feel weaker. Because it was watermelon season in the summer, she had been eating whole watermelons for 2 days straight. But it turns out watermelons is too cold for her body type. She's a lettuce type, and watermelon is actually better for radish types. After she stopped eating it, her energy slowly came back. So we both learned something important. Instead of trying to eat everything that's considered healthy, it's really about eating what's right for your body. Korean food versus Western food. When I started eating Korean style again, warm soups, cooked veggies, and steamed rice, my appetite naturally calmed down, my digestion got better, and my body felt strong. I didn't even need to force myself to diet anymore. When I was living in the States, I used to focus a lot on nutrients, protein, carbs, and calories. In Korea, people care about that too. But when I visited a Korean traditional medicine clinic, I realized there's another layer. they also think about energy, hot and cold food, and whether it matches your body's inner balance. It's kind of like how in the States, when people catch a cold, they drink warm tea or have chicken soup. It's that same idea, using warmth to bring comfort and balance to the body. And that's something I've really come to appreciate. The doctor told me you need warm, spicy broth to heat your body from the inside. That's when I realized salads, as healthy as they look, are actually cold food. And cold food just don't suit my body type. I used to love making salad with avocado and olive oil, thinking I was doing something good for my health. It felt light, it felt clean, and sometimes it even looked like it was working. But over time, my body started to feel colder, and the colder I got, the harder it became to lose weight. It was like my metabolism had just slowed down. Then the doctor explained for your body, olive oil isn't right. You need oils made from beans, like soybean oil. Since I'm a radish type and olive oil suit lettuce types, then really surprised me. All my life, I thought olive oil was the healthiest oil on earth, but it turns out even something healthy can be wrong for your body. And you know what's interesting? In Korea, for a long time, people believed that soups were too salty and bad for dieting. While salads were considered the cleaner, healthier option, my doctor told me to focus on eating the veggies and the solid parts of the soup. They can actually warm your body and support weight loss better than cold salads. It's about eating in a way that keeps your body warm and balanced. Since then, I've been eating warm meals, soups, stews, and foods cooked with soybean oil. And I can actually feel my body relaxing and working better. It's such a small change, but it completely changed the way I think about food. At one point, I spent almost $1,800 a year on traditional Korean medicine, but the result never lasted. I lose weight, then gain it back, and my hair started thinning and my period got irregular. Then my doctor said something that I hit me hard. The real healing doesn't come from medicine we give you, it comes from what you do yourself. That was so true. I went to the clinic, get acupuncture, $4 to $6 per session, and focused on what I can do, eating right, staying warm, and keeping consistent habits. But you know, that's actually quite unusual for a Korean traditional clinic. It's not something you'd normally see there. You can't just walk in whenever you want. They open around 8 or 9 a.m., and people literally line up outside before the doors even open. When the doors finally open, you have to go inside and choose your time slot for the day. 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., or in the afternoon, 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. You tell the staff which time you want right there in person. And even though it's early in the morning, it's packed. I went with my mom that day and we got the 10 a.m. slot. When it was finally our turn, we went inside and there were maybe two small rooms. Each room had nothing but floor cushions. People sat in a circle, cross-legged, waiting quietly. Sometimes while waiting, people would talk to each other about how they had gotten so much better after coming here. Some even saying they were able to stop taking the medicine they got from the hospital. Others came from far away, saying it was worth the long trip because it actually worked for them. It was fascinating to watch that kind of sense, peaceful, quiet, but filled with this quiet sense of hope. And doctor came in, he greeted everyone softly, checked each person's chart, and started inserting acupuncture needles one by one. on the right arm and leg of each patient. Once everyone had their needles in, we stayed like that for about 30 minutes, just resting quietly with the needles in place. During those 30 minutes, the doctor sat with the patients in a circle, giving advice about health, answering people's questions, and asking if we had been following his recommendations about our daily habits and what we eat. It wasn't just treatment, it felt more like a conversation, a gentle check in about how we were living. After that, another doctor came in and did the same on the left arm and leg. While we were sitting there, the main doctor spoke softly, not just about our conditions, but about health and balance in general. He would say things like, for radish types, eat warm soups. He reminded me, don't forget your half body bath. He really meant it every single time. So I decided to do exactly what he said. I began having tang almost every day, sometimes even for every meal, and a half body bath every evening. And guess what? I actually started losing weight naturally without stress. The doctor told me do it every single day. So for the first 3 weeks, I didn't skip a single day. About 2 weeks later, I lost about 2.2 pounds in a really healthy way. During that time, I tried to eat mostly food that matches the radish type diet, and what surprised me was how many of those were actually traditional Korean dishes. So I started eating more like that in a Korean style, and immediately my digestion felt so much better. And most of all, the stress I usually feel while dieting just dropped a lot. I was actually losing weight too, but you know how it goes? Sometimes after losing 1 pound through exercise, there's always that one moment where everything rebounds. Like I lose 4 pounds and then suddenly it all came back at once. And that cycle kept repeating, which was honestly stressful. Then the doctor told me something that really made sense because I'd been losing weight while eating foods that didn't match my body type. I wasn't just losing fat, my overall energy level was dropping too. So when I started eating according to my body type, I realized I could lose weight without stress and without losing strength. Now that I know what food suit my body, it's so much easier to recover whenever my energy dips. Even now, whenever I feel tired or my body feels heavy, instead of getting a massage, I just take a warm half body bath. It's like pressing a reset button on my body after 20 or 30 minutes. My energy comes back. It's amazing. I can't recommend it enough. Anyway, back to the clinic. After the first round, the right arm, the doctor finished going around and said a few kind, encouraging words. Then another doctor came in and did the same on our left arms. So in total, we sat there for about an hour, 30 minutes on each side. At first, I honestly wondered what's the point of doing this for an hour? Does it really work? But then I started hearing stories from other patients in the room. One person said I couldn't hear before, but now my hearing came back. Another said my vision improved. Hospital couldn't fix it, but this did. At first, I thought, okay, that sounds a bit unbelievable. But after going there myself, I kind of understand what they mean because this doctor doesn't just treat symptoms. He helps people change their daily habits, their food, their warmth, their lifestyle. And when you fix those roots, your body naturally starts healing itself. When you keep doing it, eating warm food, keeping your body balanced, and staying consistent, you really do see results. That's when I realized sometimes true healing doesn't happen overnight, it happens quietly. Every morning, I wake up and do the right thing for my body. One of the biggest lessons was keeping my body warm. The doctor told me to do half body bath every day, soaking from the waist down, and it really works. Whenever I feel exhausted or cold, I do it and my body resets. I also use heat packs on my lower belly. In the summer, I wonder how am I supposed to use a heat pack when it's already so hot outside? But then I realize whenever I go indoors, the air conditioning makes my lower stomach feel cold. So what I did was I searched on Coupang, kind of like Korean Amazon, and found these lightweight heat packs that I can stick right on my stomach under my clothes without burning my skin. And when I wore high waist underwear and placed the pack just inside, it stayed perfectly in place. It didn't fall off at all. They are also subtle and gentle. I barely notice them, but they keep my body quietly warm all day. I started wearing them all the time, and honestly, they made such a difference. You might think, how could you wear that in the middle of summer? But actually, once you go indoors, the air conditioning makes it cold again. So I just keep a heat pack on, and it really helped. By keeping my lower belly warm and taking half body baths regularly, I started to notice real changes. They say it's perfectly fine to do half body bath every single day, and honestly, my body loved it. The tension I used to carry just started to melt away, and I realized something. For such a long time, I'd been trying to fix my body through dieting, but what I really needed was warmth and balance. Sometimes when my body feels off, not sick, but just not right, it's often because I've been eating foods that don't match my body type. Once I started paying attention to that, everything began to feel calmer, lighter, more like me again. That's why I really recommend three things. Find out what new body type is, learn which food suit you best and make small changes, and then try a half body bath and keep your lower belly warm with a heat pack. I've heard even Jisoo from Blackpink does half body baths regularly. They say it's so beneficial that you could actually do it every day, and it's still good for your body. My mom used to have this subtle trembling in her head without realizing it. It wasn't anything serious, but the doctor said it might be due to poor circulation. After she cut down on caffeine and started doing half body bath, the trembling completely went away. So if you know anyone who has that kind of symptom, maybe tell them to try avoiding caffeine and take regular half body bath. It really helps circulation and even improves digestion and metabolism. So now my three must-dos are: first, eat according to your body type. Second, do half body baths regularly. Third, keep your belly warm with a heat pack. My mom used to dislike doing half body bath because cleaning up the bathtub was a hassle. But after trying it once and feeling how much better it made her feel, she's been doing it whenever she feels tired or when her head starts to feel shaky. Finer thoughts. Western medicine is great too, but Korean traditional medicine approaches healing from a completely different perspective. When Justin Bieber had facial paralysis, I remember so many Korean comments saying, please just try acupuncture once. If my American friend ever comes to Korea, I'd love to take them to a traditional Korean clinic so they can experience that difference and learn which foods and daily habits can help keep their body in balance. If you're struggling with weight, fatigue, or just feeling off, maybe it's not about calories or works out. Maybe you are just eating food that doesn't suit your body. Knowing your body type and eating accordingly changed everything for me. It reduced my stress, improved my energy, and made me feel balanced. So I hope the story inspires you to learn more about your body too. Eat what suits you, not just what's trendy. Because true health isn't about restriction, it's about harmony. Thank you so much for watching. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.